Isolate as much as you want to become stronger. No matter how unbearable loneliness you see, it is much better than the multiple masks of humans. Poverty is not a sin. It is a sin to be rich and dishonor others. The flowers you will buy when you visit my grave are unnecessary, and you don't have to cry over my head. Buy a sandwich and give it to the cemetery guard. The joy of love is great, but the suffering is terrible. And it is better for a man not to love at all. I have a strange quality that I can hate places and things as much as I hate people. You will reach the maturity to refuse to get involved in a fling, a cold friendship, or a foolish argument. A ruler who relies on the class of the rich is like building on sand. It seems to me that when a person is approached by an inescapable doom, he feels an irresistible desire to sit back, close his eyes, and let what happens happen. What I need is strength, without force one attains nothing, and strength can only be obtained by force. That is what they do not know. Pain and suffering are inescapable for a great intelligence and a deep heart. I have never believed, nor will I ever believe, that evil is the natural quality of human beings. There is only one thing I fear, not being worthy of my suffering. It is better to go wrong in your own way than to go right in someone else's way. What the hell is it? I insisted is the suffering of not being able to love. The darker the night, the brighter the stars. A man often concentrates on counting his troubles, but he never counts his moments of happiness. Speaking nonsense is the only advantage humanity has over other living beings. It is through bunk talk that one arrives at the truth. I speak bunk, therefore I am human. The soul is healed by being with children. People often talk about the brutal cruelty of man, but that is unfair and unfair to beasts. An animal cannot be as cruel as a human being, with that skillful and even artistic cruelty. Sometimes we meet people, complete strangers, who start to interest us at first sight, suddenly and in a very strange way, before even saying a word. I love humanity, he continued, but I find myself, and to my great astonishment, that the more I love humanity as a whole, the less I love humans specifically. It takes more than just intelligence to act smart. But how can you live without having a story to tell? The secret of human existence is not just to survive, but to find something to live for. Taking a new step or saying a new word. This is what humans fear more than anything else. Much unhappiness has come into the world because of confusion and unspoken words. Nothing is more difficult in this world than telling the truth, and nothing is easier than giving compliments. To love someone means to see them as God intended them to be. I can see the sun, but even if I don't see it, I know it's there, and I know it's there. That's what living is like. If you wish to peek into a man's soul and really get to know someone, don't bother analyzing his ways of keeping silent, talking or crying, or how he is affected by noble thoughts. You will get better results if you only watch him laugh. If he laughs well, he's a good person. Let us not forget that the causes of human actions are usually more complex and diverse than the explanations we attach to them. It is better to be miserable, knowing the worst, than to be happy in a paradise of foolishness and ignorance. If you want to be respected by others, the great thing to do is to respect yourself. Only then, by respecting yourself, will you force others to respect you. The smartest of all, in my opinion, is the one who calls himself a fool at least once a month. It is difficult for anyone other than me to know the depth of my pain, for the simple reason that it is not me. How happy are those who have nothing worth locking the doors on? If you want to conquer the whole world, conquer yourself. You will burn, you will fade, you will heal, and you will get back on your feet. The greatest happiness is to know the source of unhappiness. 100 doubts and suspicions will not produce evidence. A fool with a heart without a brain is just as unhappy as a fool with a mind without a heart. A conscientious person suffers when he confesses his sin, and that is his punishment. Lying to ourselves has a much deeper effect than lying to others. One of the greatest mysteries of human life is the gradual transformation of old sorrows into a quiet and gentle feeling of joy. Everything in a person is a habit. Habit is the great engine of human life. The amazing thing is that I couldn't cry, even if my soul was shattered like glass into small pieces. It is said that one of the signs of the power of thought is that nothing surprises a person. He who is afraid of the wolf does not go to the forest. I want there to be a person, at least one person, whom I can talk to about everything as if I were talking to myself. Why are the things an intelligent man expresses so much dumber than what remains in his mind? Happiness is not made by food alone, nor by precious clothes, nor by vanity and envy, but rather by endless love. Suffering is the only source of understanding, though I said at the beginning that understanding is the worst characteristic of man.